I'm building a desert forest in the most isolated spot in Texas, and these feral cattle are doing their best to eat it. My trees are now 1 year old and they're doing great, but I need to find a permanent solution to make sure that these guys and gals don't eat all of my hard work. I'm driving up to the terrace to put tools away, and I'm not happy about what I'm seeing right over there. Can't tell if it's a bull or a cow, but they're not welcome. So what I'm gonna do is drive up to go scare them down towards the river. I do not want them here. Luckily, I know this terrain really well, and that animal over there, I don't know if you can see the white one, but what I'm gonna do is walk around this bowl. So I'm basically walking north now, and then I'll walk towards them, which will push them either to the west or to the south. I don't want to come right at them though. I want to control my direction, so I'm going to pressure them to go the other way. You know, actually, this is good for you to see. This is the top of my watershed. This is where the actual water channel starts. Right around here, you can kind of tell water flows this way, and then it flows down, and you can see the dam right there. So it's a very small catchment area, which is why I say that the dam is comically large. That is a bull, and let's start getting them moving. There's a whole herd over there. Let's pressure these three, and hopefully the others will run to them. Oh my gosh, they're everywhere. That was a close call. And if I can get them to start running down that ridge line, then I can go back for the truck and push them real quickly and run them off for a few miles. There they go. They don't like that. Okay, now I'm gonna head back up, make sure that the cows that were across the valley see the rest of the herd. I want to get them all rounded up and push them back. Okay, that's where the rest of the herd went, so I don't need the truck. That black one on the ridge, I want them to go with the rest of the herd. It's gonna think that, at least I want it to think, that I'm just gonna walk uncomfortably close. And there it goes. That's where my game feeder used to be, where the sandbags are. I use those as weights, and then, I don't know if you see the sandbag on that ridge there. That was supposed to be my gun rest. It's not really the best spot. The only thing that ever showed up is cattle. I'm gonna walk around to the side and see if I can't push them back on top of the ridge. A lot easier to herd them in a truck. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 10 adults and a calf. There we go. Okay, now they're together. And hey, that's the biggest whitethorn acacia I've seen on my ranch. That's great. What are you? This is the biggest whitethorn I've seen on the ranch. That one's almost a tree. All right. There's Lone Tree. Gabion ought to be here with left of it. You know, for failing, that's actually working out pretty good. Like, that's clearly blocking water. Holy cow. I gotta come back with bolt cutters and clean this up, but it is working. And this thing is looking better. Still lots of dead stuff. I wish I would have cleaned that up a bit more, but it's looking good. Here's the downstream view. I mean, not at all what I designed, but look, all the rocks are in the cage and clearly stuff is backfilled. So even though this is a failure, that's still working. I'm now sweating like crazy. Get my jacket on, and I think that's probably far enough for now. They're thinking, this guy won't go away. That spotted one is watching me, I think. And that, my friends, is herding cattle on foot. They've been munching on some of this. It's a cool, humid day. We had, a week ago, the forecast was for 1.5 inches of rain today. And because we're in an extreme drought, what happened? 0.00 inches today. And nothing happened. No rain in the forecast. The eagles are getting rain, which is good, but nothing coming my way. So at least it's a very nice change of pace. This morning when I woke up, it was 78% humidity, 42 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's still not cold enough for dew to condense on the buildings or the tables. That should happen as the temperature keeps dropping. We ought to get to the point where the temp's below the dew point and we get some actual condensation. But until then, at least it's easier to breathe. I'm now on the opposite side. I'm on the west side of this little herd. And so I'm gonna silhouette myself on this ridge so they can see me good and well, and also so I can get a better view. They're up there and moving. And we'll just walk this way and let them know that I'm watching. It's funny because this ranch is 320 acres, which is exactly half a square mile. And it used to feel enormous, like I could barely keep track of where I am. I guess now I've been here enough that I can't say I know exactly where I am, but I know where I am on the ranch. And it feels good, like I'm aware of where this fits into the grand scheme of things and the watersheds and the general vegetation and how it changes even in this relatively small area, which is funny because 320 acres is huge but also tiny. Two large different types of soil. There is vegetation change where the soil line is, which is cool to see, but I'll call the sheriff's office. I've been delaying this for a while, but I'll call the sheriff's office and see if we can't get these rounded up because I'm tired of dealing with them. I have a couple herds of cattle that keep crossing over my property line that I need to have gone. They don't have any brands or tags. I'm really confident that they're feral.
Okay, let me see if we can figure out who they belong to. And we'll have to go from there.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
A few days later, the deputy sheriff called me and he has a solution. The sheriff's department doesn't want to round up the cattle, but USDA does.
8 miles north of the Eagles, that's going to be Russell's cows, right? Are they black?
No, they're like, I'm telling you, they're feral. Like, there's no brands, there's no tags, there's nothing. Like, nobody owns these cows, I'm pretty sure. I did ask about keeping them, just because I was curious. Are you sure? Because they aren't marked at all. But he said no.
To be honest with you, they might be Mexico cows in, bro. If you're right there at the Guerra Farms.
It's just cleaner and easier to have USDA come clean them up. So whenever I spot the cattle next, within 24 hours, that team will be in the area rounding up the cattle and taking them off my hands. I am delighted to have this problem go away because it's overwhelmingly the biggest pressure on my desert forest. This video is sponsored by Aura. Life on the ranch is a reminder of the things that we don't need. One thing we don't need, our personal information pasted all over the internet. Recently, the National Public Data Breach compromised over 2.9 billion records, exposing full names, addresses, phone numbers, dates of birth, and social security numbers. With information like that out in the wild, identity theft is a real threat. That's why I trust Aura. Aura monitors your personal data, including your social security number, across billions of data points, including the dark web and public court records. You'll get real-time alerts if your identity is at risk. They'll also help you opt out of data brokers and people search sites, reducing your exposure to identity theft. Aura doesn't stop there. Their app contains a VPN with military-grade encryption, antivirus protection, and even a password manager. And with up to $1 million in identity theft insurance per adult on your account, they've got your back in case the worst happens. Protect yourself today at aura.com/dustups. Try Aura free for 2 weeks and find out if your data is exposed. I'm excited about something I never thought I would be excited about, which is today's going to be kind of a boring day. I very rarely have time to do chores, anything beyond keeping my room clean and feeding myself. But now Brandon's pushed us ahead enough to where there's actual chores to do that I can help out with, and I'm really glad to do it. So number one is going to be hauling water. These totes are empty, and now that the truck is in service, I need to swap out one of the ones up here, grab one of those, and I'm going to go to the well and start making sure that our desert forest gets its water because it is very thirsty. The problem is that I've got a 275-gallon tote and a 330-gallon tote, and if you put water, obviously one side is going to be heavier than the other. I'm going to knock this one off where it can go where the other ones are, and then I can just shift this to the left and load that tote on this side so I don't have to push it around. The ratchet strap is my partner keeping this from slipping, and then I'm just going to fold this onto the deck if I can keep the dust out of my eye. Let's go get some water. Even though I'm at the well, I'm not stopping because I do have one errand for the bulldozer, which is the seat belt. It never worked, and that is unacceptable missing safety feature. We've got a scrap truck that I keep on my neighbor Bill's property, so we're gonna go get that. We'll have to come back here. But first, I gotta grab the seat belt. I believe I need a T55 and a 5/16 wrench. No way the nut is that small. I'm just going to take the wrenches because the T55 I'm confident about. Not a T55. I'm going to take the Torx. Instead, since I'm bringing a box, let's bring all the Torx bits. I don't want to show you the way in, so I'm worried. It's got a goofy shape to it, and I don't really... Whoops. Well, whatever. All right, and then the actual belt probably feeds right there. Now, ta-da! Here we are. Time to get some water. Okay, still got the power station. Totes look fine. Diesel tank looks fine. That diesel tank is for Brandon. I'm his mobile fuel supply. Still got my toolboxes. We're all good. Step number one. is going to be bring the power to the cord. Okay, that one's open. That was a little bit of chaos, but anyway. Now I got a wet deck. Right now I'm hauling water 3 miles between the water well and my ranch, and this is not an ideal long-term solution. I ultimately want to dig my own water well. I'm not digging a well to pump water all over the desert and make a forest that can't thrive on its own. The water is only for establishment. My goal is to make a desert forest that outlasts me for generations, but having a well on site would be really important because it is necessary to get plants established. Hauling the water 3 miles is putting an enormous amount of wear and tear on my equipment, which is very expensive. However, a well is much more expensive, costing me up to $40,000. I am trying to strike a balance and make sure that I stay on budget, and also I'm trying to run this project on cash flow and not savings. I'm hoping in 2025 the stars align and I'm able to dig the well, but like a lot of this, I just have to see what my options are and what's working and what's not. For now, hauling the water is working, even if it's not ideal. Hey, that's good. We'll get all that algae that grew out. Oh my goodness, wow. I didn't know I needed that bad. I have to be near the pump to shut it off. I've learned I have to go this way. I have to go backwards getting down from this truck because otherwise I'd wind up twisting my knee. I don't know if those mountains really come out on camera between that saddle there, but that view never gets old. Man, I waited about 20 minutes and barely got anything. I think I might have to just come back and let the well recover. We might need to store some totes here. That's the advantage to me doing the chores, as I understand better what's happening. It might make sense for us just to not even come get water, just to pump water into IBCs, and then that way when we actually want to haul the water, it's here. We'll see. Now that I've got all this weight in the back, I'm completely marveling at the difference of riding on the road. This truck is extremely unpleasant to ride in when you're driving without weight on the bed. But now that I got all that weight back there and I'm not bucking around so much, I'm driving 15 miles an hour right now, totally comfortable. We're not sloshing around or going crazy. The drive is so much better. It's weird because normally I prefer not having weight in the back. It makes the ride worse with the smaller vehicles, but with this one, this is just dramatically better. And check out the view from my office. pretty amazing. Also, this is my favorite time of day. I absolutely love being out here at sunset. It's just awesome. Here they are right now. Different herd, but same problem. There you probably see Brandon improving our access, and my second to last stop here is going to be giving him, boy, that was a big jump, is going to be giving him the last of the diesel so we come back with a full tank, or that we don't haul it back and forth. Oh, look at that sunset. Colors are amazing. So we're trying to make this wide enough that you could get a 40-foot trailer through here. Uh-oh. I see oil. Can you turn so that I can dump the last of the fuel? So that cabinet's got to be on the road.
Where'd it go?
Something's up with the well. It only gave me 2/3 of that last tank instead of the full thing. And I waited 30 minutes and...
You can tell a big color difference, so it looks like it's not flowing as good.
Yeah. It's also, you're leaking real bad.
Am I?
Yeah. There's a whole trail coming up here. You put a lot of hours on the machine. I just saw the hour meter. You're at 2116. I left it at 2075. So you've put on 35, 40 hours?
No way. Couldn't have.
We probably only have a couple gallons left. I really don't think this is going to take too long. Oh, all right, kill it. All right, we got an empty tank.
And I got fuel all over myself. Good.
Oh, man.
Let's put this back.
A little low on transmission.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, the hydro's great. Okay. It's just this bottom hose. And then this one I got marked to pull as well. But these two are highly suspect. I left the Opies down at the well because I got to pump again tomorrow. But did I need it for removing the water out of the totes on the trailer?
Usually siphon half of it and then use the shower pump. We still have two that aren't used, are still unused.
So I can use the little generator, the portal station? Okay.
Try siphoning it with the garden hose before you use the pump at all, because it's not any faster.
Okay. I'll see you back at camp. Here's where the truck got stuck last time, but now it handles this with no problem. We're coming up on camp. Love, love, love this view. We'll head on up to the terrace and get this water going. I'm bringing the pump just in case. I don't know why, but the mini excavator over there just looks so creepy with the cover on. cars here. I'm gonna use this as a mirror because I can't see anything. Put that in there. I've never tried this. Let's just use the pump. I think that is siphoning, and that's the full flow. That's obviously going to take forever. So what I'm going to do is just walk back. And I got to pump the rest tomorrow anyway. So my first job in the morning is to walk up here and pump the second part. I don't know about you. I feel like I had an adventure. That was pretty fun. I'm really glad that today went how it did, although I could have done without the cattle, but you know what? I did have fun and I did make progress. We got water that's offloading from the truck. If I can't get to sleep, I'll come up here and do the second tote, but more than likely I'll drain that second tote first thing in the morning and hopefully go meet the sheriff and we'll get these cattle out of here. But I really appreciate y'all coming along for the ride with me. Today was a great day. The desert forest is happening. I feel like the dozer up time, especially seeing the hour meter and how much time Brandon actually was able to run it, that the hoses are holding. Things are going wrong, but thankfully it's been smooth sailing so far. Access is getting better. I've got a source of manure. Hopefully in a week or so we'll have trailer tires and the manure will get dumped on that terrace right behind me that you can barely see. I'm gonna make a little bonus episode to show those of you that are following me what's going on with the nursery. So make sure you go check that out. Go to dustupsranch.com and sign up so you get access. You'll see the link on the screen or you can scan the QR code. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next episode.